Well, I can't believe it. It's been 2 years today. Well, I mean, I say that like I would delete the channel, but I mean, hey, you never know, right? But tradition dictates that I make a video about The Last of Us, so why go against the grain, even if the last one didn't do so well? But hey, I love the series, and if you've gotten this far in the video, that means you probably do too, right? A lot of you probably saw it. On June 9th, Naughty Dog released a video of their new Last of Us remake, which is the second remake of their first remake. As confusing as that sounds. By the way, if you came here looking for more of a structured video, you came to the wrong place. Yes, the video's scripted, but that's more just to stop myself from running off into 1,000 tangents. If you know me personally, then you've experienced the hell of me trying to tell a story firsthand. Anyways, when I first saw this video, I was ecstatic. I was ready to replay this game with new and improved graphics, and then I was immediately ripped out of my daydreams when I remembered I don't own a PS5 yet. But after a little while, the sweet news turned even more sour, because I realized, is remaking this game for a second time even a good idea?
Yeah, but your scientists were so preoccupied with whether or not they could, they didn't stop to think if they should.
While bringing this game to a new system seems like a good idea on the surface, is this just a cash grab? While normally this is my main concern with new movies, Rockstar broadened my horizons with their quote-unquote remaster of their 3 most popular Grand Theft Auto games. Thankfully, I never bought this remaster, despite coming pretty close when it was first announced. This is the only time my terrible money management skills have actually paid off. The memes were everywhere, and I'm sure you saw them. Here's a few of them now. And that's long enough of looking at them. While this new remake sounds like a good investment and might push me to finally buy a PS5, I'm nervous. Not just for false advertising, or the price tag, or the fact that it's the same game that I've played 1,000 times before, but it's because I'm trusting Sony less and less as time goes on. Let me explain. Because in 2019, Sony Bend, the studio responsible for releasing such games as Uncharted Golden Abyss for the Vita, which was surprisingly pretty good, and the new Uncharted game that we don't really know anything about yet. When Sony Bend released an open-world zombie survival game named Days Gone. To give a little backstory, I first heard about Days Gone when it was announced at E3 2016, alongside big-name titles such as God of War PS4 and Spider-Man, which, in hindsight, probably kickstarted why a sequel was never even greenlit. Getting back on track, this was the announcement trailer.
Someone asked me once if I remembered how it all went down, as if it happened so long ago that anyone could forget. So yeah, I remember. I remember when our homes and our towns turned into graveyards. When the wilderness became our only hope for survival. I remember when the planes fell out of the skies. When the trains stopped running. When the turbines shut down and the world went dark. I remember when they put up the razor wire like it was gonna stop anything. When the feds ran out of body bags.
Bro.
And some of us sort of lost our minds.
I think he's dead.
Some lost more than that. Much more. I remember when we lived by a code, when brotherhood meant something, and living meant more than surviving.
Goddamn liar!
So yeah, I remember how it all went down. I don't give a damn about any of that. You know what I remember most? Riding the open road. The smell of your hair. The touch of your skin. I remember you. But those days are gone. Now I'm a drifter. A bounty hunter. A mercenary. And for me, the broken road is all that's left. But I'll always remember.
PlayStation.
So of course, I was hooked. I mean, how could I not be with my massive Walking Dead collection and some would say obsession? And of course, I quickly forgot about this game, similar to like I did with Pirate 101. And if you haven't seen that video, you should probably go watch it. But similar to Pirate 101, it would just pop back into my head at random times, only for me to Google it and find out that Days Gone had been either delayed or I was just too early. When it was finally released, I drove down to Walmart and picked up my very own copy. Yes, sometimes I'll buy my games at Walmart. Don't judge me. After playing through the game, one of the side characters, O'Brien, who has been giving you missions throughout the entire story, which usually just involved you following a scientist around without being caught, and in exchange he's willing to give you information about your dead wife. Anyways, after beating the game, you get another radio call from O'Brien, and he asks you to meet at the top of the map. When you finally get there, this cutscene plays.
Well, I can't say I expected to hear from you again. What is it this time?
Believe me or not, I'm glad to see you again. That night at Wizard Island didn't seem to go well.
What can I do for you, O'Brien?
I'm here to warn you.
Warn me about what?
You remember? I told you the infected were evolving.
Right, yeah, freak's a freak. What the hell do I care?
The strain of the virus, its effects on the human nervous and lymphatic systems is accelerating
at an exponential rate.
They knew all along, of course, that it was happening. The men above me. That's why they were so cautious, so secretive. Come.
I'm sorry.
There's nothing you can do to stop them. There's nothing anyone can do.
Do you know what they did after this reveal? They canceled Days Gone 2, which supposedly had an outline story, and Ben Studios was almost ready to start actually writing it. According to Jeff Ross, the director, the game was canceled due to low Metacritic scores. That's it. That's why it was canceled. Despite all the positive reviews on YouTube, Steam, and most anywhere else you looked, Sony canceled the project. So therein lies my fear for the new Last of Us game. Are they doing this just for the money? Probably. I mean, The Last of Us is one of the most successful games of the last 20 years. So why wouldn't they remake this game for a second time? With that, I'll leave you all with a happy 4th of July. I'll see you